You've heard about it. Here it is, the Big Arch. That's a burger. That is so good.
Right now, America's got a huge problem. No, it's not gas prices going through the roof. No, it's not the inability for the average American to find a good paying job. It's the fact that our fast food has changed. So much so that even our CEOs of these fast food companies won't even take a real bite and swallow of their own fast food.
All right, the moment of truth. That is so good.
Look, he spits out the chicken sandwich. Scoop, spit, swoop.
First, visual appeal is very strong. Can't wait to bite into it. The cheese is nice and tempered.
Quality has gone down while prices keep going up. And as McDonald's introduces a new item to the menu, the Big Arch, should have consulted me for this one. For whatever reason, the CEO just can't take a genuine bite of the sandwich. But I'm here to do an actual taste test of said Big Arch to see if it's actually as nasty as they're saying. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long, long way for the channel. Now, back into the video. Let me be clear. Every time a fast food restaurant introduces a new item to the menu, it's just some sort of remix of already existing items that make up other sandwiches on the menu. The Big Arch is two big old fat, sloppy, juicy patties. Oh my God, look at that cheese pool. White American cheese, lettuce, and then some special sauce. I think it's just Big Mac sauce. Let me go ahead and take a bite and do what the CEO couldn't do, and that's actually swallow the sandwich. Oh my God, it's mad dry. Now, as you can see, my sandwich bite, mad dry, mad flavorless, and honestly, it's like a remix to a Big Mac with some thicker meat patties. Now, as you can see, I took a bite that actually makes an indentation on the sandwich. And I think people are wondering, well, why couldn't the CEO of McDonald's actually do the same thing? Well, that's because he doesn't actually eat the food, and it's abundantly clear. And people were calling him out about this all weekend. In a second video after the introduction of the Big Arch, where he took a tiny bite, he goes back for another bite, an actual bite this time. But people can clearly see that he spits out a bite in his napkin.
Am I literally the only person who caught this when he spits out the chicken sandwich? Look, scoop and swoop. Really? Everyone's talking about that tiny little piss bite he took out of the burger, but look, he spits out the chicken sandwich. Scoop, spit, swoop. Didn't even eat it.
Now, as somebody with an auntie who can't cook, I know exactly what that move is. You ever had that one relative that your parents used to force you to go over to their house during the school breaks? The one that nobody asked them to bring any sort of food to the potluck, whether it be the family reunion, Thanksgiving, or Christmas celebration? Well, if you don't have that relative, I'm sorry to say your parents were that person. But that's the same place and space that you pick up a move like that. The good old take a bite and then swipe the food out of your mouth while putting it in the napkin and throwing it away later on. A genius way to eat something, but then spitting it out so as to not hurt the person's feelings. But this time, it's a little bit different. Why would the CEO of the #1 burger chain worldwide be spitting out his new product, as he calls it, into a napkin? Even the way how he does some of these burger tastings for his company are super duper performative. He talks about things like visual appeal, tempered cheese, beef notes, and the chicken Big Mac is having a different mouthfeel. Pause. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. There's never been a clearer indicator that somebody doesn't actually consume the product that they put out on a daily basis. That would be like me trying to sell you on videos on this platform without actually watching them afterwards or watching any other videos like mine. The difference here is that these things actually have an impact on our bodies. And us consumers of McDonald's, which don't get in my comment sections lying and saying that you don't eat at the Golden Arches. They don't sell 3 billion cheeseburgers a year without somebody in this chat eating it. We know that he is bullshitting us. And we know that other major corporations are bullshitting us with their food. The CEO of McDonald's will go on to say that he eats McDonald's 3 to 4 times a week.
Question recently came in on my Instagram. How often do I eat at McDonald's? I would tell you it's a lot. Probably 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes it might be a breakfast. Sometimes it might be a lunch.
Anybody that describes a McDonald's sandwich by its beef notes lets me know that they don't actually eat there often. You don't have to jerk us around, gang. We know we're eating crap, but that doesn't mean that you need to come and lie to our faces about the crap that we're eating, saying that you do eat it as well. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Omar, why is this a big deal? Billionaire CEO of McDonald's not consuming the slop product that we find filling is not the craziest thing in the world. And I would normally say that you're correct, but the strangest thing is it wasn't just the McDonald's CEO who doesn't eat his own food. It's every CEO of every major burger chain that went out and decided to give on this performance as if they eat some sort of fast food from their establishment that they operate over. But I noticed a very common theme of every single video that I watched. First, it was Burger King who decided to retaliate, a long-term nemesis of McDonald's. And the bite that the Burger King CEO took, boy, his neck muscles must really be hurting.
Only one thing missing, a napkin.
And not to be that guy, but that bite seemed a little performative too. Burger King has a new Whopper, so it would make sense that he would use this as a retaliation tactic. So I decided to go and get said Whopper and see if it was nasty as well. The new Whopper with new beef already looks and smells like the same sandwich. But when I did go to Burger King, they did have smoke coming out them stacks. So let me go ahead. Just as gross as I remember. This time, the Burger King CEO would over-exaggerate on the bite, letting us know for a fact that he eats this sandwich every single day. Nobody eats like that, gang. Let's stop it. But it wouldn't just be mommy and daddy McDonald's and Burger King. Every CEO took to the table that makes a burger and decided to put out some sort of informational or make it very clear that their CEOs actually eat their food. But to me, it actually exposed the flaws in the restaurant industry, because I noticed something. Between the unnatural cuts, the over-exaggerated bites, and nobody actually swallowing any of the food, it made me really realize these CEOs and these companies are feeding us slop that they won't even eat.
These fresh, never frozen beef, absolutely wonderful. That's a burger. This is exactly the way a great hamburger should be. You got to top it off with a fries and Frosty.
CEO eating his burger like he does all the time. Oh, so good. The Freddy's Original Double is a classic.
I usually eat an early lunch, which means the afternoon is for snacking. Here we go. Snack time.
So I'm gonna do the Mike's Hot Honey Chicken Sandwich. I love an LTO.
Now, it's amazing to me that fast food prices can continuously go up and the quality of the product has not changed in a positive way. If anything, it's gone down. This food is way worse than it used to be, and that's just me being objective about it. They're not even attempting to fake as though they're doing anything new, dynamic, or anything like that. They're remixing the same slop and they're putting a higher price tag on it. They're not even offering a premium option anymore, and what once was a premium option is now starting to taste like the standard in the restaurant. There was a point in time where the quarter pounder at McDonald's was a luxury hamburger. Same thing with the Whopper at Burger King, but now all of the meat just tastes the same. It's getting so bad that the people that provide the nonsense to us won't even stand by it for real. This was a bad way to market a new product, to be honest with you. This just showed that these guys weren't real. And this isn't the first time we would see this in the past 8 months. Remember when the Campbell CEO got secretly recorded saying that this food, Campbell soup, is for poor people?
If you look at our pantry, we have for poor people. Who buys our I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's unhealthy. Now that I know what in it.
He goes on to say that Campbell's soup has 3D printed chicken and he doesn't want to eat that.
Bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. Do you?
What? Well, why would I want to eat that, buddy? Why are corporations putting out food that they don't want to eat themselves? Capitalism is the simple answer. They know that in certain spots, in certain areas in the country where the income is low and there is a food desert, that people really don't have any other options. So why would you give them any sort of high quality or hell, even standard product? You can give them subpar things and they'll still have to consume it because they don't really have a choice. Now, I am happy to say that in 2026, American fast food companies are struggling. And it's due to a plethora of reasons: high menu inflation, rising labor costs, and operational costs. But there's two other reasons why people aren't going to the fast food places anymore. One, it's a burden to go to fast food places in 2026. Walking into McDonald's, seeing that they've ditched the cashier and decided to put up 2 or 4 monitors that barely work in order to take my order, where I ultimately need to go to the cashier to either pay or get some sort of right customization, is annoying. Meanwhile, there are only 2 people in the back slinging between fries, the drive-thru, burgers, sandwiches, and all these other things. It's only going to take longer. They've taken the fast totally out of fast food, and it's ridiculous. And then 2, we know more. Having traveled recently, I know what fast food looks like in other countries. And I'm sorry, it's much better than the quality of food that we have here. Especially since they've taken the fast out of fast food. Even if it does take some time to sit down and wait for your food to come, I'd rather have that happen than get the nonsense that we get at the fast food restaurants. Other countries get it, and they keep their fast food unique, fresh, different, and tasting good. But not the the United States. We're slower, we come with more hassle, and we're even starting to taste the same across the board. The uniqueness is gone.
So a company called Leprino Cheese controls 85% of the cheese in the United States and provides the same exact mozzarella for Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and Little Caesars. Sysco is the largest food supplier in the entire world, providing frozen food that is reheated by over 600,000 restaurants, bars, and other venues. Lamb Weston is responsible for about 80% of the fries for companies like Popeyes, McDonald's, and Burger King. The only difference is in the cut and the oil, but otherwise the potatoes are exactly similar. Even the cheesecake you get from many sit-down chain restaurants like Red Lobster come from the Cheesecake Factory themselves.
So now you've created this generation of people who yearn for nostalgia in every single place, including the fast food industry. They yearn for yellow Wendy's. They yearn for an actual dollar menu. They yearn for when a $5 footlong was actually a $5 footlong and not $15. The fast food industry sucks, and even the bosses and chiefs know it. I will give a shout out to Chick-fil-A because from what I know, they at least have their owner operators and managers and anybody on the corporate side work in their facilities for at least, I think it's like 1 day or 2 days out of the year. That's like a requirement across the board. And I know that they actually eat their food. But every other fast food chain, from my POV, is so out of touch from what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not even hiding it anymore. They're putting it right in our faces. So all in all, the question still remains, what are we gonna do to make a difference? 'Cause I know I'm not eating this shit no more.